What is up, Internet? Sorry about that. I was getting into some stuff. So we've got a lot more things to do, obviously. So let's get to it. Hey, Luke. Hey, Ozzy. Sorry, guys. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm just kind of losing it. I really want to put haters in their place and cuss them out and stuff like that. Because they've done, especially, like, I took years of abuse from people online. I never defended myself. Now that I defend myself, I'm childish. It's like, I just can't win with these fools, I did make one guy feel really embarrassed and, horrible about himself, so that's a win. But the other guy is just like, I used to be a fan, you shouted me out. It's like, I shout a lot of people out, but if they become my enemies, you're still my enemy. I'm nice to a lot of people till I find out you're evil. And then obviously I'm not nice to you anymore. Especially if you've been saying stuff behind my back. I don't appreciate that. I don't think people understand that. I didn't change. You turned me into this. This was years of harassment, abuse, cyber attacks. I am the end result of what you made me. You know what I mean? It's not like I just woke up and I just decided I'm just going to be mean. It's like it was years and years and years of torture. You know what I mean? I am the end result of what they did. What's left of me, anyway. Okay, so we have to find more Riddler vans. We've got 49 riddles left. Hooray. 49. Oh, no, they would. And if they did, I would hand them their teeth. Like, if they said that about my wife, it'd be worth it to stay a night in jail to deal with one of those fools. I would do it in a heartbeat. They called my wife a little kid and said that, she's a child. And then I said, you insulted my wife. And they're like, that's not an insult. It's like, yes, it is. My wife just doesn't understand that I want payback. I don't want to just block people and move on. They harass me, I want to harass them. They mess with me, I want to screw with them. I'm past the stage of, whatever. I don't care anymore. It's like they're going to hound me at my job, I'll find where they work, I'll hound them at theirs. Fair is fair. One of them is stupid enough to have their real name on the internet. I could easily show up at his place of work and mess with him, Could easily do that. He was dumb enough to put his name on the internet. But the one thing I hate about that group of people is, it's like, they said this happened. It's like, don't they understand that there's a... I'm trying to think of how to... There's a beginning, and then there's an end. Like, when you mess with somebody for so long, this is what it's like dealing with bullies. Like, the bullies treat you some way for a long time, and when you snap and you have the bully on the ground by their throat, and they're like, please, 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 don't hurt me. It's like, didn't they cause this? Didn't all their poking and harassing and all the things that they did for years, wasn't this where this was always going? They beg for mercy when you have them at your mercy, but they don't treat you like a decent person until they're on the ground. Yeah, kind of Remnant Star, I guess. I don't know. It just, it doesn't make any sense to me. They're like, ah, man, look at how much he's fallen now. He swears now. It's like, I've always sworn. I just didn't swear online. And it's like, didn't you talking stuff about me cause this, though? You say, oh, I'm just going to block this guy. I don't want him to insult me anymore. It's like, that's great to know that I'm insulting you and that it hurts your feelings. It's like, that's actually great. It's like, if I got under your skin, that makes me happy, actually. Because usually what it is, people are like, aha, I got a YouTuber to block me. It's like, I get people to block me because I go after them where it hurts. I look at your profile and I say things. That one guy was so embarrassed. Remember that one guy I told you I was going after? The dude who's obsessed with looking at women on his thing? I called him an addict and said the only love he'd get was from his hand. He blocked me real fast. And then he was like, the other guy's like, man, that was really uncalled for. He's like, whatever, man. The guy's a just washed up YouTuber. It's like, he blocked me. I didn't block him. I found that funny. But people don't understand. I don't have a kindness filter for haters. Why should I? In fact, why should any YouTuber be nice to an ex-fan? I don't understand. What's the point? If somebody aligns with your enemies, why do you have to be nice to them? You show me where it says in the YouTube code of conduct that I have to be nice to people who want me dead. I'm serious though. Like, what? Where does it say that I have to be the better person? I'm tired of being the better person. I don't want to anymore. If people harass me, I want to harass them. You know? It's like, I don't understand why I have to take the high road if the high road always leads into trouble. Why can't I defend myself? Why can't I defend my wife's honor? I just don't get it. We're waiting for a green car to show up, by the way. That's what we're doing. There's more Riddle stuff. We need a car. Because I don't think Miyagami's done, unless I'm mistaken. Nope, Bleake Island's not done. Miyagami's not done. I don't believe. Whoops. Wait, Miyagami's done? Oh. Okay. Well then. Was I dealing with them while I was AFK? It took me a while to make the, you know I make the YouTube shorts from my phone, right? Super? I can't say your whole name. I'm just going to call you Super. Like, I make all the YouTube shorts from my phone, right? So, like, I have really big hands. This is a tiny cell phone, right? Like, a cell phone is, like, basically the size of my... It comes up to... And this is a normal size cell phone, but my fingers, like, extend, like, two inches above my phone. So, I have to hold this at, like, a 16 by 9 angle. And I took the what? The He-Man short, and it's like a really tiny editing program. So imagine like you like zooming in and out of the little short program, and you have these massive hands trying to edit that thing. It takes a while, right? It's not like I don't have like a editing program that I can do 16 by 9 or not 16 by 9, 9 by 3, whatever it's called. On a computer, so I have to do it on my phone. Like if it's a TikTok size video, I have to edit it on my phone, then upload it to YouTube. Plus, because of copyright reasons and movie trailers, like if you go over a minute, you get in big trouble if you do like use footage from a movie or something like that. You get like tons of copyright claims. You could get a copyright strike, all kinds of stuff. Unless you can only have about a total of like 50 seconds of footage or something like that. That's why usually a lot of YouTubers, they put their faces on movie reviews. They'll show you like 12-second clips like throughout their video. And once they hit like around a minute of footage, they have to stop or, do something else, like use still pictures. Because movie companies are very, 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 very strict. Because, it's the movies. Movies and TV. Gaming is, they let you do the whole thing. They don't care. But it took me a while. And then I went after those fools. So yeah, it was probably like hounding them for, I don't know, like maybe 10 minutes, something like that. I was trying to read it, and they're like, oh, you didn't read properly. It's like, I did read. You said that you called my wife childish. You said that I treat my wife like a child. No, I don't. And, even my wife was upset, so I'm standing up for her, and yeah, I'm swearing at you guys, because I don't deal with that anymore.
This cocky gobshite is the first bat fanatic to muscle in on our turf. I'd sooner piss on him than trust him. The coin has given a jam. Sod the stinking coin. When I make a deal, I like to look a man in the eye. Did you bring a foot, too? Yeah, real funny, Arm. You keep talking like that, and Scarecrow's little ceasefire ain't gonna happen.
Let this Arkham Knight run his army. Leave him and Scarecrow to chase the bat. We can take care of ourselves.
I'm having nothing to do with your bait job. Aside from my cut, of course.
You just make sure our men are armed and their guns are loaded.
Oh, don't you worry, Arv. The guns will be loaded. Every bleeding second of this truth.
Yeah, no, John's the mod for this stream. He's not spamming. I can't post my YouTube short for people to click on. So John's doing that for me so I can focus on the game. And I really appreciate the mods pushing a short. You guys got 600 views on the short while I was AFK in 41 minutes. So thank you guys very much. I really appreciate that. That helps the channel out a lot. That keeps our hourly views up. I appreciate that. So the more people want to click on the short, the better the stuff goes, You always drop in on some interesting topics. I mean, this is what I'm like without my wife. Amber's always been the light to the darkness. Like I am a New Yorker. Amber's a Midwesterner. Okay, we have two different ways of. It's not just ADD guy and normal wife. It's ADD guy from New York plus normal wife who's an overachiever. So we clash sometimes. But, I'm very protective of my wife. I don't appreciate when a bunch of slimeballs say stuff, And they say, can you read? It's like, we never called her childish. And I look again, it says, he treats her like a child. It's like, you're saying she's childish. It's like, I can read in between the lines. I know what you're saying. You left the channel because you were uncomfortable, because you felt like I was being mean to my wife, and then you looked up stuff about me from Reddit and you became a hater. So you hate my guts, I hate your guts too. It's that simple. You hate me, I hate your guts. We're good.
Oh, my arm, I think it's broken. This had better be good, otherwise I'll give you a match in pair. What happened?
We got to the docks, like you said.
Arby's men,
They had the same idea as us.
someone warned them, didn't they? You dirty, filthy crap.
Boss, please! Someone got the drop on all of us. They killed everyone.
What?
He went through us like we weren't there. I never seen anything like it.
The Arkham Knight.
He had a gun in my mouth. He said this was a family now. We all
Whoops. Okay, so Miyagami's done, so we don't need to go back to... We need to do, We don't need to be in Miyagami at all, actually. Where are we right now? We're in Bleake? Are we in Bleake? No, we're in Miyagami. We don't need to be here at all. There's no reason. We don't need to be here at all. So we're getting out of here. We're gonna do all Bleake. Probably. Answer my question. Do you have to get all the Riddler trophies in order to complete the game fully? Yes. You have to get the Riddler trophies in order to fight the Riddler. You have to do every single Riddler thing.
It's Batman! Get us out of here!
Every single one. Haha! Stay back, stay back, stay back. Don't you... Is that the Riddler guy right there? Which one is he? That's him.
You can stay loyal to Riddler, or you can stay in one piece. Whatever you want. The right choice.
There we go. Okay, so that should be the remainder stuff on Bleake Island now. Now we're making progress. I froze him? Yeah. Well, you have to freeze him because if you accidentally take him down, that's it. But yeah. Just so everybody knows, my behavior and the way I am now is the end result of the torture that I suffered online for 6 years. There is no Mr. Rogers anymore. There's full-blown New York mode. I don't have another mode. If you piss me off, I'm coming after you. That's it. There's no more... I don't have an online identity anymore. I have, if I'm streaming and you tick me off, I'm going to pause my stream, and I'm coming after you. It's that simple. If you can't deal with it, maybe don't pull some shit with me. Those are your options. So, and I don't have a problem with all the haters. Like, there's a specific group of haters that I hate. Like, absolutely despise these little worms. Most haters, normal haters, they don't like you anymore, they don't watch. That's fine. Nah, it's the woke people I hate. You want to know why? Because they talk about you in your little friend circles. They make posts of your little Twitter stuff. They say this, that, and the other about you. Regular haters, they're like, I don't like this guy anymore. It bugs me. I don't watch him anymore. I like those guys. Those guys are great. 10 years from now, I bump into them. It's like, hey, I used to watch you as a kid. It's like, cool, that's great. I check their profile, make sure they're okay. Even if they got weird stuff on their profile, as long as they don't say anything mean to me, I'm not going to say anything to them. If they start stuff with me, yeah. These two clowns that I went after, they started with me. I was just talking He-Man on a post of some random Twitter person. They came after me, and then they cried like little bitches when I came after them. So there's two modes for me, okay? And this was their doing. Their side made me this way. I don't have Mr. Rogers anymore. Okay, Mr. Rogers is gone. He went on vacation. He's not coming back from Never Never Land or wherever he goes. You got me. You got New York K-Wing now. Always. So either you're civil or you're not. And if you're not civil, I'm going to make a note and I'm going to find you. Capiche? It's that simple. You start dragging me online and you think I'm not going to find out about that? Oh, you're very wrong. Because after I'm done streaming, I have nothing to do. Once I'm done streaming, once I'm done with my work, I have hours to mess with you. And especially when my wife's, not home, I can do whatever I want. She can't be like, I think you've been on Twitter too long, or something like that. She can't tell me what to do. She's not here. So I have no filter. I have nothing. So you don't want to, you don't want that up in your grill. Maybe not start stuff in the first place. It's that simple. You think, oh man, I don't want to deal with this hissy fit. It's like, didn't you start it? It's like you started this and then you can't handle the smoke and you run. Interesting.
You know what? I've had it with the crap that happens in this town. It's time we went after the people
I mean, usually what people like to do when they block a YouTuber, they're like, ah, man, I got under this guy's skin so much he blocked me. It's like, nah, it's the other way around. I'm going to keep messing with you until you block me. And then maybe I'm going to post, be like, ah, look at this little pussy. You know? Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Probably not. Once I get you to block me, that's it. I don't really care. It's like, doesn't bother me. Hey, Richard. How you doing, Richard? But yeah, I met, what was it? A couple days ago. Before these clowns. I met, an old viewer. I don't know. I was on some anime thing. They're like, holy cow. I used to watch you as a kid. You really like this anime? I went to their Twitter. They're not following me. I said, yeah, I like this anime. He's like, cool. You know? So my interaction with this guy who grew up watching me 10 years ago, he refollowed me. You know, he talks anime or whatever, but he hasn't been in our, you know, fandom for like 10 years. Whatever. I wasn't rude to that guy. I had a guy come up to me a while ago. It was like around Christmas. He says, I used to watch you as a kid. I don't like your content anymore. I was like, that's fine. I looked at his profile. He's not one of those crazy cultists. Looks like a sensible dude. Just talk to him. Be like, what kind of content do you like? He says, I like when you did Arkham stuff. He says, you haven't done it for like 10 years. It's like, well, I'm streaming Arkham. He's like, oh. I said, yeah, but it's, you know, I'm kind of doing Riddler stuff. He's like, yeah, I'll watch you again when you do the Lego stuff. I said, cool. I'll be doing the Lego stuff, you know, sometime in the spring. And he says, great, you might see me there. I said, cool. You're always welcome. And again, this is not a guy I deem a hater, but he doesn't watch our content anymore. But I think that exchange was kind of civil, right? The Masters of the Universe thing, I'm a fan of He-Man, so I didn't appreciate people talking smack about me and not thinking I was going to do anything. You know? I think these guys were living in, like, delusional land if they thought that I would let them get away with that. I don't play that way anymore. You know? And again, that's the end result of several smear campaigns on Twitter, 2 swatting attempts, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cyber attacks. For years. So when you compile all that, yeah, this is what you get. I think that's a rational and sane conclusion to all that, too. They made me this way, they deal with the consequences, right? There's no going back. They change things forever. Because if you're too nice to people, then they walk all over you. I'm not doing that anymore.
just some tough guy with a bunch of soldiers for hire at his back. Two-Face, Riddler, hell, even Penguin. Now they own this town. They always will.
I mean, it's the same in New York. You don't walk up to a New Yorker and talk smack with them because they are going to follow you around the block and they might mess you up. Right? It's that old saying, you know, don't mess with me, I won't mess with you. You don't, it's not wise to go up to somebody in New York City and, you know, say you have beef with them because the guy will be like, okay, he's going to follow you down the street. It's just something you don't do, right? So why would you do it online? Because a lot of people don't realize that I actually have a lot of anti-woke people blocked because I don't agree with it. I was even like, I was trying to watch this one guy's video. He was talking about, I don't even know what it was. It made me really angry though because he brought up race. He was talking about something, and then, oh yeah, I remember what it was. It was Tomb Raider. This is what made me mad. Okay, I'll show you. This is why I don't fit in both sides of these. But the appropriate thing to say is Tomb Raider was made for men. right? Nah, that's not what he said. You want to know what he said? He said, what people don't understand is that Tomb Raider was made for white men. I'm like, what? I'm like, hold up. It's like, why are you doing that? I didn't respond to him or anything. I just, like, you know, I went to YouTube. I said, don't recommend this channel no more. And I went to his Twitter and I blocked him because I don't want to interact with the guy. I was just like, hold up. It's like, why? You could have just said Tomb Raider was made for men. That's fine. That's true. You know, the way she was dressed, all this other stuff, she was made to appeal to the male audience. Yeah, no duh. But she wasn't made to appeal to just one specific, like, you know, skin color. That's stupid. So, I mean, half the time, like, I can't take a lot of these guys serious because, you know, I agree with the woke cult a little bit. They bring race into it too much. When it doesn't need to be, you know? But the reason why I hate woke people is they say, well, if you don't see color, you're racist. It's like, say that to my face, I'm going to knock your teeth in. You know, I didn't grow up with that stuff. So I don't appreciate those type of things. I get very defensive of that because it's like, hold up, you're going to throw me in the same boat as that? It's like, all right, okay. It's like I do get very protective of that because, you know, I grew up in New York where we didn't see color. So I really, really, really get ticked off, right? I don't like that. So that's why I don't like those people. But I don't appreciate... I don't like it when people, like, you know, live up to the stereotype that people say. They're like, hey, you know, we don't like blah, blah, blah because of this. It's like, well, that's petty. It's like, I don't agree with that. Well, that's like I said. I don't belong to anybody, though. I'm like a rebel to both. Because I say things that don't agree with either one of them. Which, you know, I don't really care about, to be honest. It's not like I stay up late at night. I'm like, man, who doesn't like me now? You know, I don't care. I'm like a junkyard dog, though. If I'm in your area, and you're saying stuff about me, and you're stupid enough to tag me or write my name, then yeah, I'm gonna come after you. And people are like, man, I don't understand why he does this. It's like, doesn't he have anything better to do? It's like, no. I'm done with my work for the day. Nobody knows my Twitter exists anyway. So, you say stuff about me, it's like, if I turn up, that's on you, isn't it?
Riddler, what do you know? I don't know nothing.
Ooh, I like that. Say that to my face and you're gonna see colors. Yeah, exactly.
Don't waste my time. Okay, I'll talk.
I have no idea what island we're on. I lost track of wherever we... Are we still on Bleake? Where are we? Oh, what do you know? We're still on Bleake. Okay, that's good. That's very good. Yeah, I believe that people should think for themselves. Of course. I don't do the whole group mind think thing because I don't agree with everybody who does the group mind think. I'm not, like, honestly, I'll be straight up. I'm not going to agree with everything politically that any woke believe. I'm not going to, you know, agree or believe everything that woke people believe. I just don't. I never have. That's why, think about it. If I was really that type of grifter, when I've been on those podcasts years ago, I've gotten into several fights with those types of YouTubers. Because I told them, hey, they invited me to their podcast. I look at the stuff. It's like, this is what you're going to talk about? I don't feel comfortable with this. They're like, well, this is what, you know, this is going to make headlines and stuff like that. It's like, well, I don't want to talk about that. I don't agree with that. If I'm on your show, people are going to think that I think just like you, and I don't. You know, so, I mean, I've said I'm not going on. And they're like, your funeral. It's like, whatever. I've gotten in lots of fights with them over the years because I don't agree with everything they believe. You know, I'm a very easy person to get along with unless you get on my bad side. You get on my bad side, then I'm going to hunt you down like the dog you are. It's that simple. But I don't randomly... It's not like I'm running in the night and looking for somebody to mess with. I mess with somebody who messes with me. You know? These people didn't want me to bother them. They probably shouldn't have bothered me. It's like, don't I get to say, well, you guys started this? It's funny, they call me childish for responding to them, but didn't they start? Like, I'm just asking you, like, from, you know, a sane point of view. If they didn't want me to confront them, why were they talking smack about me, not thinking that I was going to respond? My wife blocked them on Kwingsletsplays or whatever, and then I found them on my own personal account and confronted them. My way. The fun way. If they insult me, I insult them. If it keeps going back and forth, I got lots of zingers to say about them, because I just have to look at their profile. It's like somebody having a messy house. You should probably clean up before company comes over. I just had to look at the profile for 5 minutes to understand exactly the type of people they are. 5 minutes. Just looking at some of their most recent retweets and, you know, the things they look at. It was really easy to tear them a new one, you know? I didn't even have to try hard. I was like, ah, okay. Well, this is easy. You know? It's like, what? And one guy was like, it's a Transformers 2008 reference. It's like, really? I don't care. It sums up your character perfectly, you know? It's like, it's no weight off my shoulders. I'm like, what?
You remember how this works, Dark Knight. Somewhere in the nearby riot is a criminal unwittingly carrying a bomb in his brain. He's really not worth saving. So, don't.
I mean, it kind of is. But like I said, I don't really call these people haters because there's categories of haters. The best type of haters are people like, you confront them, they say, you suck, I don't like you, and you move on. And that's, you know, those are the normal type of haters. I respect people like that. You know? They don't want to see me again, I don't want to see them ever again either. You know, go in peace, whatever, that's fine. The cult people, the degenerates, the creeps, the weirdos, they're the ones you have to worry about because they're obsessed with you. They talk about you behind your back, right? They make threads about you. They try to cancel you with their... Like, I did something, obviously, years ago to tick off this very disturbing individual on Twitter who at the time had, like, 30,000 followers. And he made a smear campaign against me that got, like... This was back before, you know, Twitter was regulated, where you couldn't do that kind of stuff anymore. So that was back before Elon bought it. So I had, like, hundreds of thousands of people, like, coming after me, like, every day. Like, I was on this thread. And I wasn't even doing anything to people. I wasn't making videos. I wasn't doing anything remotely bad. All I said was, it's not a good idea to loot and steal. And they called me racist. They called me all kinds of stuff. And then I responded to somebody on, like, something about, like, there was violent protesters doing stuff. And I said I would show up with smoke pellets and, like, beat the shit out of people, you know? Because, like, what people don't understand about riots is riots become unruly and people get hurt. They're, you know, when a riot is called unlawful, it becomes dangerous. So I was just saying, and at the time, every single riot that was happening back then, like 3-4 years ago, was very dangerous. People were getting hurt, businesses were getting destroyed, you know, all that stuff. So I just had a very, like, you know, very jokey response to it, and that made people mad, so they tried to cancel me over it. I didn't cuss anybody out or do anything back then. Oops. I kind of jumped the gun there. My bad. I wasn't supposed to bring the car in yet. But it's funny is, like, a lot of my responses back then were very tame, and it got a lot of people mad. And now my responses are, like, really mean. And it doesn't really get a reaction at all. It's like I'm trying to get a reaction from these same people because I want them to know I'm hunting them. But I don't get a reaction. It makes me sad. Especially that one guy. That one guy I had beef with, I found out exactly where he lives. I know where he works. I know the license plate of his car. I want him to start stuff with me again so I can show up and just spook him. You know? Him and his husband. Because I know exactly where they are. I know what they did. I still remember. I still have the tweet that they did and the stuff they were talking about me. I tracked down who they were. You know? And then when they stop doing that, it's like I don't have a reason to go after them anymore. It's like I went through all that work to find them, and now they don't do stuff. Makes me kind of upset. So it's like, what am I going to do with all that information, you know? I have nothing to do with it. It's just sitting there. The bomb rider is gone? We killed him? No, we didn't. He's right there. It doesn't count. But, I mean, these were people that were trying to destroy my job back then. So, of course, I found out everything I could about them. You want to know how I did it? They were very dumb, and they had their Instagram. Their real name was on their Instagram. They had their Twitter, their original Twitter, which didn't have, like, hundreds of thousands of followers. They didn't clean up after themselves. So I found their original Twitter, because they were dumb enough to have their original Twitter be the first post on their tweet. You know, so I clicked on it. I went to their Instagram, found their name, tracked down their city and town, found out the place they worked. I was getting ready to really go after these guys because, you know, they were really, really messing with me. Causing all these people to, you know, show up and DDoS my streams, say lots of nasty things, do all kinds of stuff. I was going to make them pay. You know? I was going to really, really spook them. Show up everywhere that they went. Wasn't going to do anything. I just, like, basically stalk them. You know, just make them terrified. Like, everywhere they went, they wouldn't be able to leave their house. Wasn't going to do anything that other than stand there and wave like, hi, what you going to say now? You know? One of them worked at a Dunkin' Donuts, right? So my plan was I was going to go down to California, and when the kid came out of the Dunkin' Donuts, I was just going to stand there and be like, boo. Have him drop the garbage, run, maybe wet himself, you know? Take a picture, put it online with the hashtag don't screw with Kwing. You know, show the guy like that he peed himself or something like that. That was my plan. But I mean, I don't see how like showing up at the guy's job when he shows up at my job would be any different.
Of course you're leaving.
You know?
Save a repeat offender either. Repeat offender either.
But like I said, they stopped, so by the time I got everything I needed, they weren't even there anymore. You know, they had moved on. Moved on to the next, like, YouTuber to mess with. That would have been funny, exactly. Yeah, because they said all kinds of bad things about me. You want to know what would be really funny? Seeing an adult wet himself in fear. And I wouldn't even say anything other than boo. And be like, smile, you're on video. That would have been hilarious. That was my plan.
You know how this works, Batman. There's a rioter with a bomb in his brain. All you have to do is not save him, and the world will be a slightly better place come dawn.
But yeah, I like the guys that just disappear. Like the people that just say, I don't like you anymore, I don't watch you. It's like, that's cool. Because there's like, there's always the potential in like 10 years or something like that, the person might be like, hey, I remember so-and-so. What are they up to now, you know? But these guys? No, I don't really care what happens to these guys. Like I said something about my wife, there are, I'll remember them. And I don't really remember people very well, that well, you know? It's like, but I really remember the people that really pissed me off. It was kind of a bummer. Now, John I won't forget, because John's always here. John's always around. Remnant Star is always around. But my wife, you know, Amber has a better memory than I do. Where'd that little punk go? He ran away, didn't he? Where is he? There he is.
Found him.
By the way, chat, thanks again for the radio or the electric Batmobile running over people thing. It's good therapy.
I offer you the deaths of these marauding monsters, and you go out of your way to save them. Why? Ethics over logic, Batman. It'll be your downfall.
Yeah, I know, you're always there too, Zach, but it's like, a lot of you good guys, I don't want to forget you, you know, but we got that whole pesky, like, brain damage thing, you know? Like, forgetting your memory and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to remember the bad people. I don't know why I remember the bad people. Really don't want to, but I just do. I guess that's just how I'm wired. I don't know. I want to remember the good people, but... I see you from time to time, Remnant. You have a very, like... What's the word I'm looking for? Your name is, like... unique, that I remember it. Myers around a lot. Zach's always here. Did OH get timed out for the day again? I don't know. He's around. Do I think the He-Man thing will be good? I don't know! Like, if I'm being completely honest, the pronoun thing that they did that to stir up, like, controversy, but I don't think it's going to have, like... how do I put this? You know how society is switching back, like, slowly? You know, like, you can't get somebody fired for saying the wrong pronouns, you know, at your school or at your job anymore. It was never constitutional to begin with, but there'll be pressure, you know, to your job. My job just told my wife recently, because there was a situation there, that he's not going to fire anybody for misgendering somebody. He doesn't care anymore. He says he owns his restaurant. He doesn't care. There's a lot more people doing that now because everybody's tired of it, right? Like, that whole movement is going away. So what I feel, them including that in the trailer and the lady with blue hair, they're trying to get an internet reaction so that they get free advertising. But since there aren't that many people doing that anymore, I mean, you've got your really big fish YouTubers that are going to do that, but you're not going to get the same reaction on the internet anymore because, one, people are tired of that group, and two, people are getting tired of the anti-woke people too. So people are waking up to the craziness of that cult, that ideology. They're done with the pronoun stuff. They don't care. But they're also getting very tired of the same old YouTubers doing the same thing, the same thumbnails. Their views are going down. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but I have. A lot of those, like, anti-channels, their viewership is declining because people are getting tired of them talking about the same thing. Their subscribers want them to talk about other stuff now because it's over, right? Like, they changed the licenses, the passports. You can't be whatever you want to be. You're a male or a woman. Or, wait, hang on. Male or female. Man or woman on your passport. That's it. On your driver's license. You can't be whatever you want to be anymore because the government doesn't allow it. And the government's not going to allow it for the next 20, 30 years. Or probably ever again. The movie did it because they're trying to bank on outrage, but, you know, I don't think it's going to work out that way. I think the movie is interesting for these factors, though. A lot of fans don't like that the He-Man movie that we grew up with, like, for whatever reason, it didn't take place on Eternia. He-Man and Teela and Man-at-Arms, they came to Earth with their weird little hamster alien, I don't know. And the entire battle against Skeletor and He-Man was on a spaceship, like orbiting Earth or something like that. What I like about this trailer that I've seen and that I talked about is He-Man is forced to flee Eternia because of a war, which probably King Randor dies. The Queen probably gets enslaved by Skeletor, probably. And, you know, in order to give Eternia a fighting chance, the mother sends her son to to Earth where, you know, nobody can find him, probably. And then he has all these visions, and he remembers where he came from, and he needs the sword to get back, or I don't know. Whatever. He finds a way to get back to Eternia, or he contacts somebody from Eternia. They come pick him up. He comes to Eternia, and he helps save the day. You know, he saves Eternia. Maybe he saves Earth, too. I don't know. But I like that. I didn't like how they did the Earth thing in the live-action He-Man movie from 1987 or 88 or whatever. I didn't like that. And I particularly did not like how they recreated the Star Wars fight from Empire Strikes Back in the throne room with all the smoke and stuff with He-Man and Skeletor. I thought that was really weird. Like, that the people making that movie didn't understand sci-fi. You know? It was like everybody wanted to copy Star Wars. And it was He-Man, and they didn't need to do the lightsaber thing. It didn't make any sense. But yeah, I believe the reason why they... And I even said it in my, like, quick little honesty review of the trailer. I think they did that he-him thing because they're trying to stir up social outrage. And it's not going to get the same type of reaction that it would have, like, 2 or 3 years ago. Like, people might be mad about it for a few days... But it's not going to make a lot of, like, free awareness of the movie, like, where people are talking about the movie from now until June. In fact, I think the next trailer that the studio does, if I'm being completely honest, they're going to shy away from any of that stuff. Like, the second movie trailer, the closer they get to release of the movie, they're not going to have any, like, nods to that social group at all. Because they want to make money now. They did that because they're trying to create, like, really easy marketing, and it's not going to work the same because, you know, old tricks don't always work the same. Like, it worked for a while, you know, it was a way to combat stuff that you didn't like, but, you know, people are just getting tired of it. That's why, if you have been paying attention, like, the term woke now is called globalization. When Japanese people are talking about that, they now call it globalized or globalization or Western influence. Like, they're moving away from that word at all because they just don't want to talk about it anymore. So that, you know, what they did with the trailer, they did that kind of like on purpose to get a reaction. And they are getting a reaction, but not as much as people are because some people, I saw one person, they are obviously of that cult, right? They retweeted the thing and then they were yelling at because they didn't appreciate them making fun of that because, you know, you showed He-Man looking bored and they're like, I don't appreciate that you use the pronoun as a joke. So you could see it as like the movie is this, or you could see it as they're making fun of pronouns. I don't know. But I know that the co-creator of He-Man was like punching down on people because they were saying bad things about his movie. Like, people were saying, you know, I don't appreciate that you're not going the same way that She-Ra did and there's not enough representation. And the co-creator of He-Man said some stuff on Twitter, which was funny. Because, you know, these old guys are still around. The people who made He-Man and stuff, they're not all dead. Some of them are. But the original cast, some of them are still alive, and they were kind of ratioing people, which was funny. But I love how Skeletor looks. I was very surprised by that. He reminds me of the 2002 Skeletor, though, not the 80s one. He looks like a combination of, like, the Netflix Skeletor and the 2002 Skeletor. I also think that Skeletor is going to be the uncle of He-Man. And I might be on the reason why he keeps her alive, they might be doing the whole thing where the reason why Randor and Skeletor didn't like each other in one iteration of He-Man is because they were in love with the same woman. Like, Skeletor became evil because he couldn't get with He-Man's mom. So, if he kills Randor at the beginning of the He-Man movie, and he takes, you know, the queen captive or something like that, it's probably the only reason he keeps her alive. And the reason I'm saying this is because if you look at the trailer, there's a big spoiler. It shows Adam all battle damaged, hugging his mom, who his mom is older with gray hair. So somehow she survives the invasion of, you know, the castle. I'm guessing because Skeletor had a thing for her once, you know, from one iteration. He doesn't kill her. But he has no problem killing his brother, because we don't see the king anywhere. You tell me where you see in the footage, where you see King Randor. He's nowhere. Yeah, but, I mean, look at the trailer again, and you will see battle-damaged Adam with soot and his, his pink shirt's all messed up. He is hugging his mom as an adult. Like, she's not on Earth. He's on Eternia. She's, like, really old-looking. I think she's wearing, like, all white or something. It's not like they're going to make her the sorceress. That wouldn't make any sense. I'm just saying, I think that she's kidnapped by Skeletor because there's one version that the reason why Skeletor even, like, tries to dethrone his brother anyway is because he couldn't get the Earth Woman to love him, which is very petty and stuff like that, but, that happened all the time in medieval times. Like, a brother would be in love with his wife's, with his husband. A brother would be coveting his sister-in-law and, want his brother out of the way so he can become the king, so he can have the queen. It's petty, but, that's what... There were a lot of people in medieval times who killed each other over, just, like, wanting something that their brother had or wanting the throne. It wasn't hard back then. It was like, oh, man, I really want this woman to be mine. I guess I'll kill my brother and then I'll marry her, And they did that with a He-Man version. I don't remember what comic book it was. There's been lots of different He-Man stories and novels and all kinds of stuff over the years. It was never in a TV show. The only TV show that had him as the uncle of He-Man was the 2002 version. And then, like, I believe the Injustice comic, he is also the uncle of He-Man. I don't remember if he was the uncle of He-Man in the 80s, like in the Marvel comics. But you have to remember, too, that the He-Man comics from the 80s and 90s were very different than the Filmation show. They were much darker. But the fact that she's still alive, to me, that means that, Skeletor doesn't kill her. He just, like, takes over Eternia, probably. Or maybe he doesn't take over Eternia. Maybe he just kills his brother and leaves. I don't know. But it looks like Skeletor has a massive army when he's flying down. Like, I pay attention to all the trailers. Also, did you guys see my dig for DC? I had a DC dig. Because I'm mean. I said, people want me to know, what I think about the trailer. It's like, well, DC makes great trailers too. I just want the movie to be good. So, I mean, I was actually saying that DC makes amazing trailers, which they do, but the movies don't always, meet the trailer's expectations. So I'm saying I want the He-Man movie to be good because I don't want it to be a DC situation where the trailer gets lots of attention, but then the movie's just kind of meh. I'd rather the trailer be okay and the movie's fantastic. That's what I would like. And as a person who literally... He-Man is the same age as me. He-Man is the year that I was birthed into existence. I was born the year that He-Man came on television. And I think he was created as a comic book. Like, I'm like right there at the same thing. So me and He-Man, we share a lot of weird, like, we're the same age. Both from the 80s. So part of me just really wants He-Man to be good, and I don't want it to be like the Netflix show either. Like, the first season of the Netflix show is not very good. The second season, they did damage control, but they didn't have enough audience to do a third season. Like, everything that they did in the second season, for the most part, I liked. I liked the relationship between Teela and He-Man. I like that Teela and He-Man work together to save Eternia, and I like that He-Man actually has something to do in Season 2. I like that. I like the story between Randor and Adam. I like the relationship between Adam and his mom. And I like that Skeletor has more to do in the show, too. And I like how they tie it into Hordak and all this other stuff, but the first season of the Netflix show I don't like because it wasn't about He-Man. They literally killed He-Man off in the first episode, and then they bring him back for the last 2 or 3, and it's just like, it's not fun to have him back. TV show came out in 83, yeah. He-Man came out in 81? Really? Wow, I didn't know that. I thought he was 83. So, hang on. He-Man and the Power Sword goes to almost early days of the Master of the Universe. The toy line launched in 1982. The comic was copyrighted in 1981. Okay. Okay, so he's 2 years older than me. All right, fine. The show is my age. The show is me. You're right, Meyer. You were correct. All right, before I lose track of things too much, what am I supposed to do here, guys? I don't remember this riddle thing. I was born when Scarface came out? Oh, wow. Well, I was born when the TV show came out. I did an interview with Sefton Hill in 2015. Not a published one. How does Google know that? How do I turn the pillar? Well, that didn't work. Hang on one sec. Is that over now? Yeah, that's better. No more sirens. Wait. Okay, no more sirens. Did I ever mention a video about interviewing Sefton Hill? Yes. I did, but it was never released. I interviewed the director of Arkham Origins, and I interviewed Sefton Hill. And I wasn't allowed to post it because of the stuff that happened between me and that, like, you know, YouTuber that was underage. The one they said I bullied, so I lost all my, what do you call that? I lost my ability to, or my privileges of being a part of the Warner Brothers, whatever it was called. I don't remember. They didn't call it an ambassador back then. I don't remember. But that was horrible. I wasn't even allowed to, like, you know, even though I got to I think it was a podcast interview, I think. Like by, not Discord. It would have been, back then it would have been Skype, I think. The sad thing is, I actually knew some people at Rocksteady really well before that, because, like, I had made a relationship with them, like a respectful relationship, during Arkham City, I believe. Like right around the time of the Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC, I actually reached out to Rocksteady personally. So it would have been 2000, was it 2012? Because like I actually had what was his name? Gaz? I think that was his name. He gave me a copy of he contacted Amber and I and asked us to do a series of Batman Arkham City Armored Edition on Wii U. And so it was through Gaz that I ended up like e-meeting. I've never met Sefton in person. I e-met him. And then like right around the time Arkham Knight came out, very excited. It was like a 15-minute like audio interview, and I never got to air it, and it's gone anyway. It was on like what was the name of that PC? The PC that I had before the Alienware computer got fried. And then we bought the Alienware around like 2015, right before Arkham Knight. And that's what I did the entire Arkham Knight playthrough was done on that Alienware PC that doesn't work anymore. And now I need to replace that computer because I'm bad with computers and there's no way you can update it because the PC's so old. I've tried to update that PC, I can't. It runs as slow as dirt, too. And just, you know, I can't even get all the stuff off the hard drive anymore. It's all corrupted. And it doesn't bother me because, like, all our older videos, like, I have archived anyway. Like, our original, like, first 10 years on YouTube is all archived on, like, a big, what do you call that? A server computer. And that server computer still works. The only thing is, the server computer that you've seen in videos, I don't know the password for it. I don't remember. Travis made like this really big encrypted password, and I can't get onto the server. Like, I don't even know how in the world would you get, there's like 6 like huge hard drives inside that shell of a computer. It's only a server PC, but it's got like at least 9 terabytes like of actual drives that are in there, and there's only 2 hard drives that are full of reviews and Let's Plays and live streams and stuff like that. So there's at least like, you know, 2 or 3 terabytes like full of data. But I can't actually log into that PC because I don't know the password. Like the password's encrypted. The PC still runs because Travis made a very good computer, but I can't get into it. And I think that's funny. The name Alienware. I'm not a PC guy, okay? I'm not a PC guy. In fact, the next PC I'm buying, this will make you cringe, but I can afford this, okay? The next PC I'm buying is $500. It's on Amazon. Because I want to bring back the 01 channel, and I need, you know, I have to do stuff. Where is that thing? How do you view your save for later on how do you view your save for later stuff? On Amazon. This is mostly all my wife. My wife loves to look at dress. Ooh, I would like her to get that. That is nice. That is very nice, actually. Sorry. Distracted. I like that she's buying dresses again. My wife's hair has gotten so much longer. I love women with long hair. And my wife's long hair is beautiful. I love it. I'm getting distracted now by all these dresses she's looking at. Where's that PC that I was looking at, though? Because you're probably not going to like the brand that I was looking at. But it's affordable for me, and I'm hoping to get it in February so I can start doing Batman videos on my other channel again. I need to start working on that other channel. So by the time the Lego Batman game comes out... Man, that's a lot of dresses. How do I view Save for Later PC? Jeez. It was a PC gaming computer. I think this is the one I was looking at. Yeah. Oh, it's in my save for later. I found it. Okay. This is going to make you cringe, but I don't know PC stuff, okay? This PC's $512. It's STG Auburn Gaming PC Desktop. Intel Core i7 up to 3.9 gigahertz. Radeon RX 580, 8G, 16G RAM, 112G SSD, BT 5.0 RGB fan X6, Windows 11. And the only thing that I would use this thing for anyway is doing reviews, editing Batman videos. I won't be live streaming on it or anything. It's just going to be a thing where I go upstairs, I write, and it uses my editing software, and I can record, gameplay footage from like Arkham Knight or whatever. It's on Amazon. It's $512, and that's what I'm looking at. So that probably makes you cringe just as much as Alienware, but you have to remember, I'm not a PC guy. I don't know these things. Also, I can't fix stuff when it breaks anyway, so I just buy another one. I'm computer illiterate, okay? I've always been computer illiterate. It doesn't bother me. I've never, ever been good with PCs. That's why I had laptops all the time. And now both my laptops are dying. Like, the laptop that I used to stream with, the fan is going. And I'm hoping I can take it to Best Buy so they can, get the dust out of the fan. Because if I open it up, I'm going to break it somehow. And I don't want to break it because this is my streaming computer. But I don't even know if Best Buy will fix it unless I bought the laptop from them. I just need somebody to open up the laptop and get the dust out, because that's what my computer says. There's a lot of dust inside of your fans that you need to get out. When I open my computer, that's what it tells me. Yes, my computer speaks to me. It says there's a lot of dust inside your PC. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you for telling me that, computer. The Owen channel deserves a comeback. I mean, the only way I can do that, though, you guys know I had a heart attack. I mean, they're literally giving me a cardiologist, right? Like, I went to the doctor today. I was like, so, everything look good? And they're like, no. I was like, what? They said, no, everything doesn't look good. I said, well, did you notice anything really bad? And they're like, no. But it says it's not normal that you go from a heartbeat of a heartbeat of 54 beats per minute. And then when you go to sleep, it goes up to 160. It's like, oh, you mean your heart rate's not supposed to rise when you're sleeping? They're like, no. So we need to figure out what's going on. They said it's a steady heartbeat, but you still need a cardiologist. And I'm like, oh. They're like, don't worry, we're going to figure this out. And they're like, right now we don't want you to wear the heart monitor again either because, we don't think it's conclusive. So you're going to speak with your cardiologist. You're going to have a cardiologist now. And I'm just thinking, great, how am I going to pay for that? So, the appointment went okay today, but not really because we're back to square one again. They're like, you have to have a cardiologist. And I told my dad, he's like, well, I had a cardiologist when I was your age. It's like, that's great, Dad. Very good. I'm sorry, Meyer. What am I supposed to do? If I open up the laptop and I use that can of air wrong, I'm going to kill my PC. What am I supposed to do then? You tell me. My options are, would Best Buy even open up my laptop and use like a can of air and charge me like $100? Or are they going to be like, you didn't buy the computer from us, so you can't use Geek Squad, derp. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna bring them the computer, and they're gonna be like, yeah, you can't do this because, because you didn't buy it at Best Buy. That would really tick me off. Be like, I drove all the way over here, and you're telling me I can't do it? That's really weird. What else does Google AI say about me? Before they said I was the guy who covered Arkham Origins the most online. Now they're saying that I interviewed a bunch of Arkham people? Like, what else does it say about me? Probably says I have a hot temper and I swear a lot now. How am I supposed to do this? If I swear a lot, why am I not swearing right now? Because me swearing at people is a reaction to things that happen to me. I just don't randomly start a stream and start cussing. There has to be a reaction to something. There is a cause and effect. Usually. Oh, come on. There was a way of doing this before, but I don't remember how I did it. I don't have anything like that. I've got a local computer place which smells like cigarette smoke. I don't want to go there. I'd much rather go to Best Buy. They open up my computer. I'm right there. I watch them do it. They use they get the dust out of my PC and they give it back to me. It shouldn't have to be like a super long job, right? Wow, that's cool. No, I don't have a you break it, you fix it. That sounds nice. No, the you break it, you fix it thing that I had as a kid is if somebody came over to my house and they broke one of my things, you break it, you buy it. But it was more like you break it, you replace it. So if somebody came over to my house and they broke one of my action figures or they broke one of my, controllers or something, I'd make sure that I got reimbursed because why'd they come over to my house to break my stuff? I don't go to their house to break their stuff. I had the same policy with Amber. Amber's like, people are like, what kind of stuff did that happen different that Amber never experienced before? I have the same policy I've always had with people. If you break my stuff, you have to buy it again. Sometimes you're lucky because you don't have to pay full price, but, I'm not one of those people that if you break something I own, that I'm just like, oh, okay, that's gone forever. No. If you break something I own, you have to buy it again. I don't like when people break my stuff. You can be the cutest girl in the world. If you break my stuff, I'm not going to be happy with you. Because I'm very careful with your stuff. I'm not going to break your stuff. Why do you break my stuff? If I have to get out of this to do this, I'm going to be very annoyed. More annoyed than I already am. I don't even think that worked. It's still under glass, isn't it? Ugh! How am I supposed to do this? I'm going a little batty here. Okay. What about now? What if I somehow pull it so that the Batarang goes in between the little lines? Mwah! I made a kid break. Kid broke one of my stuff and they had to replace it. I remember. I talked to the parent. I was like, hey, just so you know, your kid came up to my room. They didn't ask permission to be in there, and they smashed this anime statue. That'll be $100. I did that. It was like, why did they do that? That was before I knew Amber, but I still did that. I was like, why did you do that? That's very rude. Why would you go into somebody's house? You know? You don't do that. It's not a toy. It's a collectible. It's very rude. Yeah, I got it. I just did the Batarang thing. Yeah, accidents happen, but I mean, from what I heard, I actually saw him do it. It wasn't an accident. He walked into my room. He was running around. He picked up the toy. It was like probably a kid that, I don't know, he's like 6 or 7. Picked up a Dragon Ball Z statue, and he threw it on the ground with all his little might, and it shattered. And, you know, I was like, what? So I took the little man aside. I said, we're going to go downstairs and talk to your mom. And he's like, okay. I said, you don't do that kind of stuff. He says, okay. And I said, no, seriously. It's like, was that yours? He's like, no. It's like, why'd you do that? I don't know. It's like, you don't know. Yep, I don't know. It's like, okay, well, we're going to go talk to your mom and find out what she knows. So it was a lady from church. She was a potential dating prospect. She was a very attractive woman. She would have been 5 years older than me. And she worked as my dad's, not secretary. Churches didn't have secretaries. I don't remember what she did. She was she worked at the church, and she had a kid from a marriage that didn't work out. And, you know, I didn't want to really be the kind of guy that would get with a girl that had a kid anyway. But, I mean, she was cute, you know, early 2000s, whatever, a year or something before Amber. We never dated. I said she was a prospect. I went up to her. I was like, hey, listen, your kid broke my my statue, and he did it deliberate. And I said, you know, I need something for that, because he's not going to learn a lesson if you don't teach him this stuff. He's going to go to people's houses. He's going to break stuff. Might even, you know, break some of your stuff, you know. So I was like, I can get the statue now for like, I don't know, $50 or something. Before I had to pay like $200 for it. So she felt really bad. She gave me the money. And I sat down with a little guy, gave him a noogie, and I said, this is, you know, your mom's not always going to be around to bail you out when you're in trouble. Because if you go to a person that doesn't know you and you do this, it's going to be really bad for you, little guy. And, you know, he says, I don't understand. I said, I know. Maybe your mommy can tell you about it. And, you know, it was nice of her to do that, but I still would have gone after somebody and be like, hey, you know, you definitely can't have your kids do this kind of stuff. But I don't really, you know, I don't do well with kids anyway. I don't know if I handled that situation correct or not, but he didn't have a father figure in his life, obviously, and he was a young guy, and he thought he could get away with doing stuff, so I just sat him down very gently, and, you know, I didn't, like, push him down or anything, like, what did you do to my statue? Get all Vegeta on him. What have you done, you little punk? It was just like, we're gonna go see Mommy. Took him downstairs. You know, he was talking with she was talking with my dad about work or something like that. I don't know. And just like said, you know, we got little guy here has something he's got to say. And, you know, if he learned right and wrong from that, that's cool. But I was still pretty upset because that was back when, remember, anime stuff cost a lot in the early 2000s. We're talking a lot. But, yeah. There was nothing wrong with that. I really wanted to invest in getting a glass thing for my bookcase, but I didn't have, you know, pastor's kid didn't have a lot of money. So I had, like, it was just a regular bookcase. Kid was climbing like the bookcase like it was monkey bars. I was like, okay, that's not good. Because at first I'm thinking, oh my gosh, the kid's gonna fall. So what I did is he was climbing my bookcase, little guy. And I picked him up and I put him on the ground. And then I was, you know, going to go talk to so-and-so. And I turned around and he looked at me and he picked my thing up and he just smashed it on the ground. And I just had this, like, twitch in my eye, like, oh, no, you didn't. Because, like, I prevented the bookcase from squashing the little kid. Gotta open the crate with the Batmobile? What? Nuh-uh. How? How are you gonna open that with the Batmobile? Where? I don't even see a way to open it. There's OH. Did you get time out? What happened? You disappeared. Did I buy something nice after the girl gave me $50? I rebought the statue. I went somewhere else. It wasn't the same statue, though. I couldn't afford it. I just got one that kind of looked like it. I still have it, though. It's not the one that Hasbro sent me, or Namco. It's the other Goku statue. It's all faded and stuff. Because I was a big Dragon Ball Z fan back in the day, in the early 2000s. I was a big Dragon Ball fan. Like everybody else, and then I wouldn't say I grew out of it. I got, you know, I learned more anime. I discovered more anime that I liked. How in the world are you supposed to open this? With the what? With the Batmobile? Why with the Batmobile? What do you mean by the Batmobile? How with the Batmobile? It is already open. It's open from the other side. It's open already. Ah! It's already open. I never got the Riddle thingy in here? Well, why did I open it? For what purpose did I open it and never go in there? Huh? When did that happen? I don't even remember doing that. Maybe it was a late night stream? I don't remember late night streams. People are like, do you remember what you talked about a couple days ago? No. What'd I talk about? I don't know. It's like, okay. And the funny thing is, most people are like, how do you get on your weird topics? The chat asks me things. They're like, what did you think about this? What do you think about that comic? It's like, well, how do you dive into so many different topics? It's like, people ask me things. If I'm just playing the game, I'm just playing the game. People ask me stuff. And I'm trying to be polite and respond to their question. Sometimes their questions get me in trouble, but I still try to give them a response. But shocker, I don't have the same opinion of everybody who asks me questions. It's like, I have a difference of opinion, so of course, and that gets me in trouble. It's like, he's anti-woke, or whatever. It's like, because my opinion differs from you. It's like, I don't act like those guys, though. Everybody's freaking out over the whole Nintendo president. Like, the lady who took office. She's been there since, like, I got married in 2006. I asked people. I asked, what's his name? Is Flash? I don't remember. I asked one of the YouTuber guys, the drama channels, like, what did she do? And they're like, what? I said, what's going on? What's with the dogpiling? What'd she do? Did she say something? Is there a leaked document about, like, DEI? Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, no, she said this. I said, what? She had a speech that did what? She's talking about dreams. It's like, so the word dreams now triggers people? I don't understand. Like, what did she do? If she has something on her blue sky with, like, pronouns in her bio or whatever, yeah, okay, leap to conclusions, but what did she do? I don't understand. It's like, how is she the next Kathleen Kennedy? What did she do? Show me the receipts, and then I'll be like, okay, I understand the outrage. I don't understand the outrage. Because she's a woman, I don't understand. What? I don't get it. You know, it's like, I think it's okay to go after somebody based on their character or to go after like something that they actually did. You know, like if she said something like, Kathleen Kennedy said a lot of shit. You know, she said the Force is female. She hated Luke Skywalker. She didn't like Mara Jade. She didn't like the Legends universe, or excuse me, the extended universe. She said was garbage. You know, she said a lot of stupid stuff that made people hate her. But this lady has even appeared in like some old Nintendo videos with Reggie. Like she was on the Nintendo board in some of those Reginator videos. She didn't do anything. So unless people have receipts to show that she's actually done stuff, and has she done stuff recently? Are there places like she's retweeting like ICE stuff, or you know, weird, like is she like a member of Sweet Baby Incorporated? Like what is she doing? I can't just get mad at her because she's a woman. I'm married to a woman. You know, I've had bosses that are women. Not every game journalist job that I had was my editor a man. You know, I've had female editors. I've had female bosses. They didn't give me any trouble. Some of them might have given me more work, or maybe a little bit of a lecture because they were a bit emotional, but, you know, they still did their job. They were gamers, so I don't understand. You know, they need to come up with more than, a woman! I don't get it. I just don't. I can't get over the Mara Jade thing either. Like, if you want to know how Kathleen Kennedy could have made it so people didn't dislike her, she probably shouldn't have talked very much, because every time she talked, trash came out. She dissed on the Lucas stuff. She ruined Indiana Jones purposely because obviously she hates men. She's a man-hater. And everything that she did when she was in office proved that she hates men. Look what she did to Luke Skywalker. Look what she did to Indiana Jones. She took these beloved characters that people, like, had huge respect for like 30, 40 years, and she turned them into the worst versions of themselves because those are the versions of the characters she approved to have movies made. So she did do that. She was in charge of that. You know, those were the depictions of the characters that she allowed to have movies made from because she was the boss. It's not that she just oversaw it, she demanded it. And we have receipts to back that up. That's why people don't like Kathleen Kennedy. She did things that people don't like. But this poor lady shows up and she says, I have a dream. And people are like, dogpile! I'm like, what? Why? And here's the thing, okay? Reggie Fils-Aimé, Bill Trinton, and Bowser, all liberal. Tell me one thing that Reggie and Bowser and Bill did while serving at Nintendo that ever displayed their political opinion online. Show me one instance. Just one. While they were employed by Nintendo, did they ever retweet anything controversial on their quote-unquote personal Twitters or Facebooks? The answer is no. Because in Japan, you're a representative of that company. So they behaved. Reggie was nice to everybody, regardless of their skin color, regardless of their gender, regardless of their politics. And I would hope that the lady in office will do the same thing. So unless she actually does something stupid, nobody should have a problem with her. If she does something stupid, present the receipts. Then get the pitchforks. But if she doesn't do anything, let the lady do her damn job. That's my stance. She was appointed because Nintendo thought she was good enough to do the job. That's it. She worked at the company for 20 years. She becomes president. Okay. That sounds like a really good company to work for. You started a company, and then in 20 years, you're running it. I want to do that. You know? I work somewhere, get 20 years job security, and then I end up running the place? Heck yeah. I'll do that. Let's go. So you won't see me on those podcasts because the people say, quote unquote, you're not fun. And it's like, but I don't want to be fun. I just want to, tell my honest opinion. It's like, years ago when, like, people were cyber attacking me and stuff all the time, that would have been the perfect time for me to be the guest on one of those podcasts. I was super outraged, It would have been, I had a reason to be outraged. I was being harassed and attacked and cyber attacked, like, all the time. It made sense. But all this new stuff now, it's just like, that's why I said I feel like what's going to happen is a third group is going to be created to just basically point and laugh at the other two groups. Because we're just, we're just done with it. It's like we don't belong anymore. We're going to have to make our own social clique. Because I can't relate. I see all this outrage. It's like, what did she do? I ask people, what's the context? What's going on? What did she say? And somebody told me she didn't do anything. It's like, then what's going on? You have to, like, everybody says the hatred of Brie Larson wasn't necessary, but she was flapping her gums. She was saying all kinds of stupid stuff. It's the only reason, like, she stopped saying that is because she got a better PR representative and she started to show her cleavage. That was it. Like, she acted like this super strong, armed feminist saying all kinds of, like, man-hating stuff. Of course people didn't like her. And then she showed up on, like, late night and she was like, look at these! Like, she was getting so much PR disaster that she literally started to dress, I wouldn't say provocative, I'd say kind of flashy, And then the guys were kind of like, wait, I didn't realize that Brie Larson had a body, what? It kind of shut up a lot of people. But, I mean, she had bad PR in the beginning, so she was saying all kinds of stuff, and then her PR agent was like, yeah, probably don't say that, just talk about your movie. And then people stopped hating Brie Larson. Pretty much. There are still people who remember all the nasty things she said, but for the most part, she doesn't say that stuff anymore. She has a better publicist. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really relate to the internet anymore, guys. I don't know, I'm fine being my own little bubble, just making fun of everybody, Because I don't get it anymore. Even the He-Man thing, like the whole He-Man thing, that was done to get a reaction because Hollywood is out of touch. Like, years ago, that would have caused a huge outrage. I guarantee you, I bet you by next week, no one on Twitter or on Blue Sky or YouTube is going to be talking about He-Man. Not one person. They'll make videos for like a couple days saying, He-Man is this, He-Man is that. And then they'll stop because they're not going to get the same type of outrage reaction from it because it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work for the woke people and it doesn't work for the anti-woke. It just doesn't. And some people think that the pronoun thing is actually, they're making fun of pronouns. Because if you look at He-Man, he's sitting at his desk. They film him, and then the next thing they show after they show the pronouns is he looks really annoyed. It's not like he's sitting there like, this is Adam, sitting at his desk, like looking all excited and stuff like that, da-da-da-da-da. They show his nameplate, and he looks bored out of his mind. Some people have interpreted that, hey, they're making fun of pronouns. What is Hollywood doing? And the other side is like, pronouns! I don't know who to laugh at first. I don't understand. But I know why they did that. They did that because they're trying to get a reaction. They don't have a lot of money to spend on advertisement. If they can have a bunch of YouTubers getting them hundreds of thousands of views talking about their movie when their movie doesn't come out until June, their marketing guy was probably like, hey, we don't have a lot of money, so let's rile up the YouTubers and Twitter and get all this free publicity. And somebody thought, wow, that's a great idea, but I guarantee you, the second trailer that releases is not going to have any buzz stuff at all.
Riddler, tell me everything. I'm asking nicely. This is all I know.
Thanks. You want to know what the next trailer is going to have people talking about? Jared Leto's Skeletor voice. The next trailer that they're going to show, I guarantee you, Skeletor is going to speak. And it's going to break the internet. And everybody's going to talk about He-Man for like a week. And then they'll stop. You know? I will always be talking about He-Man because I'm an actual fan. So every time they release a trailer, I'm going to talk about it. This is what I like about this. This is what I'm concerned about. You know? Fans of things continually talk about it even when something doesn't exist. I have been talking about Arkham for 10 years when there was no Arkham. You know? Fandoms do exist. It's not all like grifters and people. Like, I've been talking about certain things that haven't existed for years because I like them. I was one of the few people keeping Arkham alive by replaying it and being sad and stuff, but of course I was sad because it didn't exist anymore. There was nothing new. I was just replaying the same thing over and over again. You know, it was depressing. I'm still doing it! It's because I'm a fan of it. If there was a decent He-Man game, I would replay it every year. You want to know the only good He-Man game? It's not even legit. It's a fan game that I played on my birthday years ago. And I would replay it, but it's got all, like, He-Man music in it, so it's, like, fully copyrighted. I'm hoping that the video game doesn't use too much music from the show, because then I'm going to have to mute it. But I'm very excited for the He-Man beat-em-up coming out, because it's Golden Axe. I love Golden Axe. Supposedly it's going to come out around the same time of the movie. That's very exciting. You know what I would do if I was the company who's making that He-Man video game? Next week, release the release date. You go to your Twitter, and to keep the He-Man buzz going, you release something about the game to ride the coattails of the movie trailer reveal. That's what I would do if I worked for that game company. I would be making all kinds of phone calls right now and be like, we can get our game trending easily by announcing a release date or putting up a new trailer. Like by next week. I'm serious, you guys. I would make a really good community manager, I tell you what. I'd make an insane community manager because I'd get stuff done. You know? I was actually offered to be a community manager. I didn't take it years ago. I really wish I did. There was a Facebook company that wanted me to work for them for like some type of Facebook game. They needed a community manager, and that was back then. I was making bank on YouTube, and I was like, psh, I'm going to do this the rest of my life. I don't need to work at some company anymore. No thanks. I even said something so stupid to them. You know what I said? I was like, nah, you can't afford me. Ah, the ego. That company didn't last very long anyway, though. It's not my fault they went under. They just didn't last long. They made a lot of poor decisions. They got bought out, and then the company got liquidized. But, like, you know, it would have been good experience for me to take that job, because then probably I could have done other community jobs. A lot of, like, indie developers are very based now. They're making a lot of rational decisions. Maybe I should become a community manager. I think I would have a lot of fun. I got humor. I've got, you know, puns and things like that. I could easily, like, light up social media with my personality. You know what I mean? Especially if that type of, like, personality is actually accepted again on the internet. I mean, I'm that in spades. I haven't changed in 30 years. I'm still the same wacko that I've always been. I'm like that crazy uncle. Whoops. That guy's still frozen, right? Because I need him to be frozen. Because I need to get more Riddler stuff.
What are you gonna do?
Did you just punch me? Wait, why isn't he an icicle? I told you to be an icicle. Do as I say. Be very, very careful. Yeah, but I am so psyched about the He-Man game. I think it's going to be amazing. If they want to break the internet, show She-Ra gameplay. Everybody knows She-Ra's in the game. Just show the gameplay.
Riddler, tell me everything.
Screw you!
I was typing something, you little weasel.
Let's try that again.
Okay, I'll talk.
Bleak.
Ain't too late to join up, my friend. Penguin's always looking for new recruits. I hear the money's good, too.
Was the 80s the best decade for movies? Yes. I would argue that. I'd say 1981 to 1991 was one of the best decades for movies. 1980 was weird.
Scarecrow's gonna beat him, I know.
Like, you had The Empire Strikes Back or whatever. That was great. But a lot of the other movies that released in 1980 were weird. 1981 had some good movies. 81 through 91. And I say that because 1990 was The Turtles. The Turtles was supposed to come out in 89. It got pushed back. It was supposed to come out in 1989. It got pushed like 6 months or something like that. Batman just made 1989. It was also like they almost pushed it to 1990. But Ninja Turtles was supposed to release in 1989. That's why it felt like, you know, a 1989 movie. It didn't feel like a 90s movie. It felt like you're watching a movie from 1989. Da 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 da. I could never get into 70s movies. You want to know why? Because the 70s decade was just so depressing. Like, go back and watch a lot of, like, 1970s, like, shows and movies. They're very dark and edgy and depressing. And then the 80s, it's like, everything's, like, in color. And when I mean, like, everything's in color, it's just, like, it's so... The 1980s was, like, an explosion of expressionism. Like, it was just, like, wham! You know, the 70s was like everybody was mopey and dark and on drugs and stuff like that. And the 80s was like a punch to the face, and then everything you see is in vivid color. and spaceships and magic swords and all kinds of stuff. Superheroes galore. Time travel. All this stuff that they weren't doing before. Are they trying to hit me and they can't because I'm standing behind this? Oh, wow, that's funny. I'm standing behind this thing and they can't get me. Are they actually going to get out of the car and fight me?
You know, I never thought I'd say this, but I'm getting kind of tired of all this rioting.
Yeah, I'd run away too. Some madman just jumped on your car and blew it up. Run, run! Oh, what was that? I've never seen that. They got stuck between... They couldn't parallel park. What in the world? Oh my gosh, that's funny. Oh my gosh. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah.
Gone where? How do I know? Batman and him went toe to toe.
Looks like the bat came out on top.
You gotta admit, that was really funny, though. They're stuck between this, that, and the other, and then it's like, well, shouldn't this blow up by now? I'm gonna help it. There we go. Well, the Batmobile could just run that over this whole time. What do you know? Fun. Do 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 do. Oh, so did you guys hear about my declaration for AI? What I'm planning on doing? In a couple years, when AI is so amazing, I'm going to make my own episodes of the Legend of Zelda 80s cartoon show and continue the franchise as unlicensed and just for my own entertainment purposes. The voice actors, the cheesy animation, the storytelling, like 15 or 20-minute episodes for like, I'm going to make like 10 or 15 additional episodes. And it'd be like just like it existed in the 80s. That's what I want to use AI for. Because I feel like AI can be used to make our own entertainment. Oh, that's funny. I'm
gonna count to 1, and then I get mad.
I'll talk. God, I'll talk.
I can't hear you.
You've been very helpful.
Boink. No, I wouldn't upload it. I'd say it for my own personal entertainment. I would, like, make the episodes and I would watch them myself, and then I'd make, like, a family member think that they continued the show. I couldn't post it on the internet because, you know, I'd get in legal trouble, obviously. Like, the people who made the Legend of Zelda cartoon show and Nintendo would not be happy about that. But for my own entertainment, I would make it. Because that's... I think that I could see AI... Because people right now, they make their... Like, people who aren't artists, they make their own art. You realize that there's several YouTubers that make their own AI thumbnails now? And they you know... They had really crappy thumbnails before. They had an artist that they paid, like an exclusive commission artist. And then they started using AI thumbnails, and that's all they do. They can recreate almost any style. They can make SAO, you know, art. They can make art for, like, X-Hunters or whatever anime style they want. They can recreate it, and, you know, for very little money. Some, you can even do it for free if you're lucky and you get a good prompt, but... I don't use AI that much. The only time I use AI is if I don't have any more 3D images for a render. Like, if I've been milking a series forever and I run out of stuff, it's like, then I'm like, okay, I'm either going to start using comic book images or I'll make AI. But I don't use it, like, all the time. That would hurt if the brim of the helmet is metal? Yeah, I suppose so. I forgot to set up the streams for Final Fantasy. Oh, I did set up a Final Fantasy stream already. Oh. Yeah, but the goal is to get a computer and bring back the O1 channel, so when Amber's streaming like Marvel Rivals, I'll go upstairs and do a Batman topic video, edit it, and upload it, and then the next day I'll have it on my channel, my O1 channel. Or maybe I'd have time to continue the Batman Arkham Knight, like, playthrough that gave me a heart attack, you know? If I'm not staying up all hours of the night, putting in extra hours of work when I'm supposed to be resting, and I'm actually getting up like an hour earlier to work while Amber's streaming, and I have a place I can go to record and make videos, I can easily bring the O1 channel back, like, during work hours, during streaming hours, but I can't do it, like, even, or here's another thing, I could run the music for an hour, go upstairs and make a Batman news video, and get that up in 30 minutes, you know? there's lots of possibilities if I had another computer, but I don't have the money for it. So I'm gonna have to find some way of saving up for it so that I can get the computer I told you guys about. And then I'll be able to work smarter, not harder. Like, I'll actually be able to bring back the O1 channel and make, like, maybe 1 or 2 videos a week. And then by the time the Lego Batman thing comes out, it won't be as much work. But I can't... You have to understand that I can't record anything when the music is running down here because I can't use Elgato. Elgato is being used for the stream. So I can't do anything. My hands are tied. So if I can somehow work smarter, not harder, then I can resurrect the O1 channel, like, by February. A little bit. Yeah.
Batman's gonna get what's coming. Scarecrow ain't beaten yet.
I don't want to buy a computer from Best Buy and some of those other places. I've bought a computer from Amazon before. These laptops that I use for streaming, the Omen laptop, I got them from Amazon. I didn't buy them from Best Buy. These are Amazon laptops.
I guess Arkham Knight was just like all the other losers who tried to beat the Bat.
You love me, Chad, but you're not on board with AI art. I know. I still like regular art better, Chad. It's just like, you know, it's really hard to commission people to get them to draw and pay people. Like, back in the day, I used to love, like, working with lots of artists and, you know, wait for them to have their commission rates open, but I can't afford people anymore. The artists have all raised their rates, too. And when I have an idea to do something and I can't find a thumbnail on the internet, you know, to make my thumbnail, like, I can't, like... make my creativity a realization, you know, and I have to settle for lame art or something like that, or art that I've already used a dozen times. I like the freedom that AI gives me that, you know, if I have an idea, because I'm not talented, I can make stuff too, you know? It'll never be as good as an artist, but at least it's like, it's able to, like with the, will you shut up, Riddler? Like the Phaland series that I was doing. Like, I'm waiting for them to finish the game, but like all those thumbnails with Zelda swimming and fighting lizard monsters and stuff like that, that was all AI, you know? Like that wasn't those aren't real images. Like, Zelda never did any of that stuff. Right? She never ever did that stuff. That was all AI. And I looked and I tried to find cool pictures of Zelda doing stuff, but every single Zelda art I found online was her sitting in a chair or her holding Link's hand. You type Link and Zelda, there's a lot of art that pops up that I can't use in my thumbnails. So, there's some pretty spicy Link and Zelda art out there. But I would love to hire artists to make art and stuff, but their rates are just too high, Chad. You know? After the pandemic, their rates skyrocketed. You can't afford them anymore. If I had the money, I would totally hire people to make animations and to make art and stuff like that, because you know that I used to do that, Chad. I hired lots of artists to do stuff. I would seek out people and be like, hey, your stuff looks really good, I'll pay you like this amount. And they're like, cool. I said, I need this done by this, though. And they're like, all right, I can make that work with the deadline. And I did that I paid internet artists for a decade. And even I hired people to make animations, like those beautiful, like, Kwings animations. I can't afford to do that anymore because the prices are just too high. So, I mean, AI is kind of like... I wouldn't say a godsend because sometimes the images look really, really weird. Like, out of all those Zelda pictures that I made, there's some pictures where Zelda has, like, more fingers than she's supposed to. Or sometimes her chest has, like, 3 lumps instead of 2. Or her face, like, her body looks nice, but her face looks all deformed. Like, AI is not perfect. You have to keep messing with the prompt in order to get the image that you want. And that takes time. It's not like you just pop it in there and you're like, I'm going to put this in the oven and it's going to come out perfect. No. No. There's a lot of trial and error. To the 6 thumbnails that I made for that Phaland series, I probably went through hundreds of Zelda thumbnails that I made, or Zelda pictures, 4 thumbnails. And they looked really weird. Like, I remember one thumbnail, Zelda looked like she was a possessed, like, monster. She had, like, 3 arms with, like, several, thumbs, I think. There was also one picture that looked amazing that I was like, wow, this looks like something Nintendo made. And then they had a thumb coming out of her butt. I'm like, what? It's like, how am I going to use that? It's like, I can't. It ruins the image. And it's a giant thumb, too. It's not even like a tiny thumb that I could try to take out with Photoshop. No, no, no. It's a big old thumb, like sticking right out of her tuchus. I was like, what? I didn't even say that, though. I didn't say thumb and tuchus. I just said Zelda, like, opening a treasure chest. I was like, okay. So, yeah, sometimes AI art is weird. And eventually, a lot of those free sites that they have right now, they'll get rid of those free sites and you'll have to buy a program. It'll be like what they did with Photoshop. You'll have to pay like a monthly license to use like an AI program. They're going to charge you for them soon. Like right now, people are just testing the waters with this stuff. There's going to be people that make bank off this. You watch. There's going to be all these companies that like, oh, if you want the really good AI, you're going to have to pay like a $200 license a month or something. Watch. Guarantee it. Because that's just how the internet works. That's what they do with Photoshop. I paid for a license of Photoshop. I paid $1,000 in 2012. No. Yeah, 2012. $1,000 license for Photoshop on 4 computers. You want to know what happened to that license? I can't use it anymore. Why? Because Photoshop is now a subscription-based program. So even though I'm using a Photoshop from a long time ago, which I love, I think it's CS6. It's either CS6 or CS7. I don't remember. It was one of them. I have to now pay $20 a month to use a program that I already paid for. Because the internet recognizes that the program is on the computer and it says, do you have a monthly license for this? It's like, but I paid for a lifetime license. Paid $1,000 for 4 computers. Why can't I use that? They're like, no, we don't honor that anymore. That was then. This is now. You have to pay a $20 subscription. It's like, what? So I have to pay to use Photoshop like every month. It's terrible. Hate it. But if I want to use Photoshop, I have to pay for it, right? What the? No. Stop that. I didn't want to go in the Batmobile. I did not want to go in there. I want to go in there. Curse you! It was CS6? John, you don't have to keep promoting the He-Man trailer, buddy. It's done. Like, the channel, it's like 2 in the morning. Wait, what time is it? Shoot, I have to wake Amber up. It's like 3 in the morning. We're at like 600 views an hour. You guys can't fix that anymore. There's nothing that can be done. Like, you're not gonna get the channel up to where it needs to be until like, 2 in the afternoon or something. Like, the channel views go down in at this time of night. There's nothing that can be done. It doesn't work that way. That's nice that you're trying, but it's not going to work. The He-Man short was able to get I don't even know where the He-Man short is. Honest review of He-Man got 900 views. That's not bad. And it kept the channel around 1,000 views hourly until like 2 in the morning. That's as good as it's gonna get. Yeah, I have to wake Amber up. Breadstick, man. You can smell that everywhere. So when he says quick, you realize I have to drag my bum leg upstairs, right? I go as fast as I can. Actually, what did my heart rate go up to when I went up the stairs just now? Because I have to literally drag a bum leg. I'm at 140. Ugh. You know, I really think that the doctor is whack a little bit. I'm just gonna say this is my personal opinion. But they're like, we noticed that your heart rate goes up at night. It's like, is that the time that I'm climbing up the stairs to go to bed? Because I have to drag my leg upstairs. Do you know how much energy that takes? I can't just walk normally up the stairs. I have to go a step at a time, like basically pulling like a dead leg up the stairs. It's like, I wouldn't be amazed if my heart rate shot up to 156. It's like, when is... I'm going to ask the cardiologist, like, when is this happening? When is it saying that my pulse is like this? And then it goes, whoop! Is there a correlation to maybe, I don't know, climbing the stairs with neuropathy? Like, what's going on? Or is it happening when I'm dead asleep? Like, when I'm completely, like, you know, KO'd? Because I don't fall asleep until, like, 7 or 8 in the morning. I go to bed, like, I lie down at, like, 3 or 4, technically. But I don't fall asleep until, like, really early in the morning because I'm in pain. You know? Where is this thing? Huh? Oh, nuts. Can I kick that? I can't kick that, can I? You can't get the Batmobile on this roof, can you? No, you can't. How? How do you get the Batmobile on this roof? There's no way. Wait. Oh. 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 Oh, I see. That's the medical question. Hope your doctor knows it. Yeah, because I think there's a correlation to, like, when I actually go up the stairs a couple times a night, because I have to drag this stupid leg everywhere. I would love to walk normally. Neuropathy doesn't let me do that. That's why it's called neuropathy. It's a nerve disease, or nerve... whatever. I don't remember the term. There's something wrong with the nerve in my leg. Nerves in my leg. They're shot. Honey! I can't... It's, I know you're right there! I know you're there! Wait a second. Seriously? That's unacceptable. What is this, the N64? That is just sloppy. That's not even connected. This is not safe. This is not safe to be driving on. You always get that trophy? I don't always get that trophy. I will always check on you, hun. Because I don't want you to get in trouble with your job. The only people who get to yell at you are me. I don't want some stranger to yell at you. Huh? I'm nice about a lot of things. Internet just doesn't like me. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Hooray. Why did I think that was pasta? Never mind. Never mind. I'm gonna keep the Batmobile up here in case I need it. Maybe. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Aha! First try. Huh? Oh, that Viking song? The thing I played for your birthday? Holy bad graphics, Batman. Ugh. It is pretty gross. Nothing. We were all talking about how gross the graphics are in this. Because it's an Arkham Knight port that looks like it's on the Wii. I say that with love. But it's pretty bad. The textures are so bad. This stream would be more fun with alcohol. If I drank, this would be the game that you would pop this in on your Switch and just... Aw, crap. Way to go, bats. Oh, I'm back up there again. Oh, that's cool. Huh. Wait a second, I've already collected that. What are you doing, game? Don't care about what? What don't you care about? Okay. You can think about whatever you want. I don't remember people making fun of retro games. I was a journalist in the early 2000s. Oh, you mean like the YouTubers that were yelling at classic games? Well, they were making fun of them because there were parts of those games that weren't very good. But not every retro... No, not every retro game is bad, though. I remember some YouTubers were implying that all retro games were bad, yeah. So they could make YouTube videos and get millions of views and not get paid for them because YouTube partners didn't exist until 2009. So I don't understand why people were making videos. It was just like, it was kind of like a cultural high or something. I don't know. I still don't understand why so many people did it. I did it to get into the income of it. Like, I wanted to make a good living because everybody said I wouldn't amount to anything.
Luke, you know, maybe you shouldn't keep repeating bad things that people say about you.
Sorry. I was talking about offline, though.
I know. Why would you repeat it?
I don't know. Something to do. Hey, I've been doing Riddler trophies for a while, okay? This is enough to drive any person crazy.
I merely don't fight people who haven't proved themselves worthy.
You need that? Alright, one sec.
Can't believe everyone's running scared. Gotham really went soft without you.
I'm looking. I found it. No problem.
Trust me, don't hit the bags. They're spoken for.
You have everything else though. You got your glasses, you got your shoes, you got your uniform. Where's your purse? Where's your keys?
I'm looking.
Alright, sweet pea. Man, you wake up and your hair's like shiny all the time. When I wake up, my hair doesn't look shiny.
I'm a girl.
So girls just wake up with naturally shiny hair and guys wake up with hair that looks like it's all gravity defying?
We don't have to be... like, I'm not trying to toot our own horn, but like Jasmine said, we're a prize to be won. What is it?
I didn't say anything.
Isn't that what she said? I am a prize to be won.
She says, I'm not a prize to be won.
Oh.
She didn't go up to Jafar and say, I'm a prize to be won. Get me. She was like, I'm not a prize to be won.
Oh, that's what she said.
Yeah, they were fighting over her like she was an object and she got mad.
Oh, I thought she was like, saying I'm pretty Jafar.
No, she was not trying to say Jafar was nice with his twisty beard.
Oh.
Darn it, didn't I do this already? I'm getting some deja vu here. I feel like I've already done this.
Scarecrow needs to do something about the bat and fast.
Jafar was like, I'm gonna love and respect and take care of Jasmine because I respect her as a person. And she's like, no, I'm an object. I'm a prize to be won.
Stop it, Amber. You're gonna make people misunderstand. So weird. You're working till 11 today, right?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Suddenly Penguin don't look so stupid.
Today's Friday, right?
I'm 90% sure it is. Also, I don't even know what time it is. I know it's Sparky. Sparky does have, Sparky has,
Remember, you see Batman, shout and charge him. Never fails.
I need to make sure I save because something's wrong.
Sparky has food.
Who's Sparky again? Who is Sparky?
No! How did you... The dolts I hired must have failed to construct the riddle according to instructions.
Yeah, it's a very high wind chill here too, but we had... I don't even understand. How can we still be under orange watch when there's no snow? Like, we have a severe... Oh. Oh, the storm is coming! It's in Pittsburgh right now. It's moving here. I was like...
Everyone's freaking out then.
It's coming, Amber! It just started in Pittsburgh at 1 o'clock. It's moving toward us. And on the Doppler radar, they got all this red stuff. We're still in the orange. And we're like... I'm looking at the radar.
So there's no storm.
It's coming! The red stuff is bad. The red stuff means the storm is here. We're now at 3 in the morning. And the red stuff is slowly coming towards us. By 5 in the morning, we are going to get hit.
Honey, I'm gonna be at work at that point.
I know you'll be at work at that point.
Well, sucks to be a
Wait, when are we going to get hit? I don't even see us. Where are we? Oh, we're not even listed on the map. No, we're not listed on the map. We're next to one of our sister cities. Ha! That's funny. Why does Newcastle get something but we don't? That doesn't make any sense. I've been to Newcastle like once. But they won't put our town. They'll put the other towns. That's so weird. Whatever. I don't care. No, our sister city is not Philly. That's like our cousin. Oh, the red is getting close, so the red is updating. It's like a very slow like pixelation screen, just going like whoop 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 whoop, slowly getting closer and closer to where we are. Da 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 da. For real, be safe. I mean, I'll be fine. I'll be snowed in my house. Amber will be stuck in her restaurant job. She'll be stuck with all the teenagers. Driving her nuts. I'll be in my bed where it's nice and warm. We've got, if the power goes out, I have a lot of like warm blankets because I'm ready for an emergency. Yoink. Wow, I totally missed that Riddler thing. Collecting Riddler trophies is crazy work. It will turn you into a jerk. Huh? Yup. Da 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 da. Huh? What the? Makeup trolley?
Yeah, it's for people that need stuff for their skincare and makeup.
Uh-huh.
And they don't have a, most women have like a little desk to do their makeup on.
Mm-hmm.
A vanity. I don't have
sorry. I don't even know what that is. Tell me about what? I already forgot it. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm like, what? I'm not Mr. Magoo. I never lose anything. Mr. Magoo loses things and runs into things, and I don't lose anything. Other people lose my stuff.
I'm the only one here.
I know. It's a nice way of saying.
Wow. Okay. I will feed Zelda when I get home, unless you feel like feeding her.
I'll probably bring her up so she can eat.
That's very kind of you, but you don't have to do that.
Riddler's gonna regret going after Catwoman. She's more into that whole
What does yesterday mean?
Yesterday at 3 in the morning,
Yeah, I'm gonna.
4 hours ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Use your flashlight. I'll just stick it on this door
Okay.
in case you have a problem. Do you want me to stick it near the front of the house?
Mm,
It's on the cat door. Hopefully you will remember that.
okay.
So in case the lights go out, here's a tiny dinky flashlight to help you. All right, I'm going. I'm going with this.
Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just doing this.
When I get there, okay?
Yeah, I'll be here.
Okay, all right.
I can only go for a little bit more though, because I can't edit anything past 5 hours. So
Okay.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
you're fine.
All right, I'll get to when I get there. Love you.
Love you too. Be safe.
Okay, I will.
Remember the old saying, better late than dead.
Okay, I'll check.
dead bodies, tanks, mass evacuations.
Mm-hmm. Worth it. Loser. That's funny. What did you think he was going? Oh, whoops.
Is there anywhere left that ain't been looted? I'm getting bored.
Yeah, it's a saying in America, better late than dead. Yeah, it's a 90s thing. It means don't rush.
Yeah, I fought Batman once. Broke my arm in 3 places. But the way I see it, lightning ain't gonna strike the same place twice.
What the? How do you open that? What is this? What am I looking at? Huh? How are you supposed to do this?
I heard Batman ain't been the same since Joker
Oh.
died out.
I mean, can't I just fly in there? Why do I have to play a stupid game? I just fly in there. Yeah.
Weeks and ages. I think he went all religious or something.
Oh. No, I still can do it. Maybe.
I can't do that while I'm standing here.
Huh? Why? Why can't you do that?
I can't do that. I need to get clear.
Get clear of what? Uh-oh.
Island, Batman. It's not as if you have something better to do. None to do.
Um. And then I squash him. Ouch! One of them survived.
Best Halloween ever. Stoops.
Hey, I'm smarter. Huh? What is happening? Ghosts! What? What is up with this game, man? What is going on?
Between Riddle and Scarecrow on those billboards, I'm kind of hoping for a power.
I didn't do nothing that I know of. Maybe. I don't know.
He thinks there's some kind of ritual happening. You're a bit late in the day for a prayer meeting, ain't it?
Stupid glitches. What time is it? 4:28. Okay.
My favorite riot was probably Blackgate, but this is top 3. Easy.
Top 3 riots. Good job. Okay, where's this one? Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna save. I'm tired.
Always the same, ain't it? Some new kid comes along saying he's gonna kill the bat. And does he kill the bat?
He don't kill the bat.
Exactly. You'd think they know better by now.
Some new guy says they're gonna kill the bat. Did they kill the bat? Nope.
I nearly got hit by Batman's tank earlier.
Open.
Make sure it saves this time. We'll find out. Let's see how many riddles we have now. What do you think, Link? How many riddles do we got? $208 out of 43. Progress, I guess. I don't know. I'm spent. No more. No more! Ugh. I don't feel like we made any progress. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. Alright, people. So, if you want more of this nonsense, 1,000 views is required. You're at 860. That's the best I could do after 4 hours and, I don't know, 30 minutes. When I see the stream get 1,000 views, then we'll do another Batman episode. Tomorrow is going to be double the Final Fantasy. Most likely. And maybe something else. Do I think the movie studio has something to do with his love for the Grey Ghost? Maybe. I mean, I don't know why. This is what I don't understand about Arkham Knight, though. Out of all the places that Batman could make a Batcave out of, why did they choose the movie studios? I mean, it's not like criminals wouldn't think to look in an abandoned, movie studio. If it was a movie studio underground from like 50 years ago, okay. But a place that you can actually go to relatively easily was not a good idea for him to put a Batcave there. I'm just saying, the Batcave in Arkham Asylum, the only way that it got destroyed is because of the plants, Nobody knew it was there. I just don't understand. Satellite Batcaves are supposed to be hidden. They're not supposed to be easily accessed by supervillains. That defeats the whole point of a Satellite Batcave. An abandoned train station nobody's been to for a century makes sense. An abandoned bunker from some crazed person that thought Gotham would get nuked. Okay. A movie studio that's only been defunct for maybe 15 years that everybody still remembers and there's signs leading to where it is. Yeah, hiding in plain sight works. Not. You think it connects to the Joker thing? Yeah, probably. They'll probably be like, well, that's because the Joker was taking over his mind. Okay, sure. But still. It's dumb. Alright, gang. You have a good one. I'm going to set up your whatever it is. Final Fantasy stuff for tomorrow. And figure out what I'm doing for the third stream. I don't know what I'm doing for the third stream. It's probably not going to be Batman because this isn't anywhere near 1,000 views. If I see something change in the morning and it's close to 1,000 views, that means when this stream ends, if you have 50 of you here, stream ends, rewatch the stream for 10 minutes, pause it, and then, if 50 of you guys watch it tomorrow for 10 minutes or something like that, you should hit 1,000. You're pretty close. But you're at your restaurant parking lot, lols? Alright, I'm going to call you, babe. Maybe. What time is it? Yeah, I can call you. I'm going to call my wife. Bye-bye, Internet. Peeps. Whatever. See you tomorrow. Same time, same channel, all that jazz.